What is your fond memory of Kalaignar over here?
I'd been thrown out of the assembly while not even being in the assembly. I got evicted for, I've written about it many places, but I was sitting in the library
Okay.
and they wanted to do a mass expulsion. So they did expulsion of all MLAs, all DMK MLAs for bad behavior.
Yeah. Okay.
I said, how could I have behaved badly? I was not even here. Like a wonderful, brilliant judicial system, the case is still in court. I wanted to go to court, and nobody wanted to make the call to enable me to go to court.
Court.
So finally, I was kicked upstairs to the great man himself. He was still the leader of the party, right? It was 2016, July, after I became MLA. And there's only three of us in the room. There's Talaivar, there's me, there's Nitya, his attendant. And I go and I explain to him in detail and I say, this is what happened. 2-3 issues are important here. One, when new blood like me come, if we are willing to accept the old model without any pushback, then what is the point of
Having
new blood?
new blood.
Because, one of the arguments for don't go is that a lot of bad things have happened in the assembly, this and worse. The second thing I said is, if today this guy can throw me out without me having done anything wrong, and it sets a precedent that it can stand. Tomorrow he comes in and he says, I decide that all those wearing DMK Karai on the Veshti are suspended, whether you do or don't do anything. And the third thing is that we will not find a better case than this because there is video evidence. The CCTV cameras in the hall showing that I was not in the hall. There's a CCTV camera inside the library showing I was in the library. Normal court of law, it should get decided without argument. You just put the video cameras there, gets decided. How can he get thrown out for bad behavior? It's taken me 2 minutes to explain it to you.
Yeah.
Tamil சொல்லி இப்படி அப்படி சொல்லி emotional பேசும்போது it probably took 4 or 5 minutes. He did not say one word. In fact, between his dark glasses and the fact that he was already in a wheelchair, it could not be that clear whether he was listening intently or not. The only way I knew his mind was still working, his wheelchair had a place where he had the controls of moving himself around. And when they left him in his permanent spot in his office where he received visitors, they took the controls out so it didn't accidentally move. And so there was a hole there. And his hand used to keep going like this. He listened carefully to everything I said. At the end of it, என்ன பண்ணணும்னு சொல்லுங்க. It took only about 10 seconds. நீங்க கேட்குற கேள்வியெல்லாம் நல்ல கேள்வி. இதுக்கு பதில் தெரிஞ்சே ஆகணும். போய் வழக்க தொடருங்க. Decision was instantaneous. Not let me think about it, not let me talk to anybody, right? And then about 2 weeks later, the government was on the back foot because once they asked for the tape, these guys were like struggling. So somebody told him that we had made that progress. They told me, go and see him. I went to see him. And I have these pictures that Nitya took in the chair. And I'm leaning over talking to him. And he's clasped my hand. And he's just so happy, he's beaming. That, they've told him, see, Tyagu's case has got traction.